Hello, this is Elijah Ignatieff of the School of Conscious Communication. Good morning. This morning I would like to explain a little bit more about seeing, how we see people. In many spiritual practices, seeing is a huge component of what they are teaching people. Within what I've been learning, there's a conceptual framework in our mind that we see through. And so these words, which are part of this conceptual framework, are like lenses that distinguish what things mean to us. And so if you don't know what your conceptual framework is, it's sort of been conditioned into your mind. And it's sort of like the banks of a stream that water flows down, that the water's just flowing down and you're not really aware of the banks and the stream in your mind. But those banks are what sort of structure how the information flows, how you see things. So it's like having a big lens in the middle of this river. The information's flowing through the lens, and as it goes through the lens, you sort of get understanding as to what is happening. So this is a very sort of unique way of looking at things. And to structure your own mind, to figure out how you're going to see the world, is an entry into the world of design, where you are crafting how concepts come together and what they mean to you. And so in the School of Conscious Communication, part of the training is helping you to create a construct in your mind for you to do business with the world in whatever way that you want to do it. But it's a business thinking system, because at some point everyone has to do some business in order to make a living. And this is a universal business thinking system. It's called the inflow matrix. And so right now, the School of Conscious Communication is beginning to teach parts of it. I don't know if you can kind of see this. Hopefully you can. But it's 6 different relationships. You have the originator, the administrator, the teachers, the facilitators, the students, and the clients. So there's 6 different primary roles that are within the School of Conscious Communication. And then over here, we have potential, probationary, active, inactive, dying, and dead. And so what this is 6 different states that a relationship can be in. So when you cross-index them and you have 6 versus 6, you create a grid of 6 possible relationships. So that is very important. So here's a grid of all those relationships. So you have potential, probationary, active, inactive, dying, and dead. Then along the top you have originator, administrator, teacher, facilitator, student, and client. And so you create a matrix. And so you have potential clients, potential students, potential facilitators, potential teachers, potential administrators, potential originators, probationary clients, probationary students, probationary facilitators, probationary teachers, probationary administrators, probationary originators, active clients, active students, active facilitators, active teachers, active administrators, and active originators. Now those top 3 are where you're putting your attention, the inactive, the dying, and the dead. Right now we're starting out, so there's nobody dying. Because nobody's inside the school yet. But you have potential, probationary, and active. And so these 18 categories are the primary ways that I personally am seeing my network and the world around me. And these are members. And then there's allies and there's clients. And there's sort of like a double client here, but we'll talk more about that later. But this is looking at, you're creating your communication system and you're setting up your distinction between the different people that are out there. And then this is going to be the main reference point for you to communicate with the world. So as you join the school, this becomes part of your understanding as to how to connect with the other people that are involved in the school. Because some people you may be speaking with are probationary teachers, and some may be active originators, or some people may be potential teacher. Each one is different in relationship to the school, and then there's a process to go from potential to probationary. There's a process to go from probationary to active. And that's the big thing about business, and that's the big thing about relationships, is there's a potential that you want, and then there's where you're in good relationship and you're actually exchanging in business in some way, and then in between is this process to get there. And that process may take months or years, or that process may take seconds or minutes, but there's like a testing where both people in some way are sort of checking the other one out to see if they want to participate, because the people may not want to be in the school. The school may not want them to be in it. And so communication, the school of conscious communication, is we want to train and share as much as possible the process of the creation of the school and the way the school runs and the underlying foundations and structures that are making this a school. And so these 6 main distinctions of the parts of the people is a very big piece of this. And that's what this video has been explaining. So I would suggest you, if you're going to participate in the school, to make this map and to see the difference in these people, in how you're going to see through the map, through the matrix. You got this matrix of all the possible potentialities, and then you're looking at people, you're assessing people, you're figuring out, who are the potential teachers and who are the active teachers, and who are the potential students that you may know, or potential clients, because this is a business. And we're all going to be sort of turning into salespeople, so to speak. We're all going to turn into entrepreneurs. We're all going to look at how do we use communication and turn it into a life path where we can make a very good living and have a lot of fun and learn how to communicate with a whole bunch of very, very, very interesting people. That is the school of conscious communication.